That's fine.
So at 16, that
Yeah.
student could
Oh yeah, and
go
does.
to this
Will.
automotive school
Yeah, he will.
that's
Yeah.
really fitted out, you
Yeah.
say, with
It's
lots
for him.
of...
Yeah.
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 And he is not, the kid I'm thinking of is definitely not going to university. It's not his thing.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
and they're not necessarily separate schools running. They are one complex where
Oh, with
they are.
lots of different...
Yeah.
Lots of different.
Yeah.
So this must be a huge complex, a large...
So it's,
Yeah.
it's effectively like a university
Yeah.
structure,
Okay.
but not university.
Yeah. They
What's
do.
the name of this school, the one you're talking about? What is the name of it?
Whitireia.
What is
It's
it?
called Whitireia.
50, and how far is it from here?
I don't know, 10k?
Yeah.
Oh. I
10
think I'll
minutes,
try
15
to go there
minutes.
on
Yeah, you should.
Friday.
Yeah. I can
That would be a good
sort you
thing.
out some contacts if you need some
Yeah.
people to go and see.
That would be good. Here's the reason why, because when I initially contacted the ministry, they said, well, we don't have vocational schools.
Right.
So we
Oh.
don't have that option in New Zealand.
Really?
I think that's just a language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you really do,
understanding
Oh,
what
yeah, we
you're
do.
asking.
but you in another way you have it.
Yeah, in another way. And the other one is WellTech. That's a lot. That's used a lot by our kids. There are different places too for tourism. There's a tourism school in town.
Yeah, well,
There's
there are
the-
a couple.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the Sports Institute. If you're really into sport and that's going to be your passion, you
Wow.
can go off there and study that at level 2, and that's really becoming more and more popular.
These schools that you're telling me about, are they, what would be the youngest age of a
16.
student? 16?
Yeah,
Up to whatever?
whatever.
Adults?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, the polytechs we're talking about, so Whitireia and WellTech, they are, a lot of them are adults. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, because when I was over in Finland, it was about 50% of their kids go to vocational.
Oh, 50%.
50%.
Wow. Okay.
Choose.
Yeah.
And their schools are incredible. I
Yes.
mean, they're very deep in scope,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
just really well designed, and
Yeah.
they put a lot of money into them. And I was
Yeah.
like, I was really impressed. I was like, wow. I mean,
Yeah, so I'd really love to get to
Yeah.
Finland because you read all about their
I know.
education, don't you?
yeah, it's like I've never been to any country that has it so well put together.
Mhm.
And I read a couple books about it, but the books didn't do it justice. Until
Okay.
Right.
they do everything so
Mm.
thought out.
Yeah, it's quite. There is some difficulties though taking their sort of model and applying it to a
Yeah.
more multicultural society like ours.
Yes.
There are some variations. There are a couple of other schools too. There's one in Queenstown and one in New Plymouth, which are tourism-based courses where they actually guarantee students a job
Yeah.
out
When
the
they
other
get
end
out.
of it.
Wow.
Yeah, and they actually, the students that elect to go to those schools work as they are going through the sort of 3-year
Okay, so I can give a
course.
personal example of that being a really good option. So a friend of mine, their child went down there at 17, didn't finish year 13, went down at 17, and he's just had a great. He's really enjoyed it down there. Qualified now with a diploma and working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's quite a variation of what kids can go to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just thinking about, the U.S. is really multicultural, but what you said on the Finland thing, I can't imagine that system, in my opinion, wouldn't work in a multicultural setting. I can't see anything, because their system is so based in equity and equality
Right.
for all. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like their tenet that they seem to like. That's the starting point of everything. I've never seen a society that is more. Well, a lot has to do with the socialistic society too, and so that, because a lot of people the majority of people are in the they're average in terms of socioeconomic. Where in the U.S. there's so much disparity. Right on one side, a lot of it's now poor.
Yeah.
Right.
And actually interesting, there was
Extremes.
media here about, university, people going to university do tend to be from higher socioeconomic homes, and that was, I think I heard that on the radio 2 days ago actually. But One of the things about New Zealand that I think is still true is that you can get to university, you can become Prime Minister, no matter where you come from.
Right.
And so I think, as a sort of a broad brush statement, the government provide quality education. What's challenging, I think, right now is that in areas in New Zealand, like rural areas where there are not many kids and there are not many teachers to draw from, is actually ensuring that happens. And so we haven't got that model quite right.
Is it hard to get teachers to go out there?
It's hard to get teachers in different areas of the country right now. Actually, Wellington's becoming harder to staff because of the cost of living.
Cost of living, yeah,
Yeah,
it's expensive, huh?
Yeah, so it's kind of that to me is a really significant part of this equation, is that if you've got quality teachers who understand what it means to put the kid at the centre of what they're learning, then you've got a quality system.
Do they have enough teachers now?
No.
They don't, and they're
No.
not going into teaching. I mean,
No, that's right, they're not.
So when did that trend start, and why is that happening?
I think it's
It's been going for a while, really.
5, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to do with money, I believe, as the cost of living's gone up, buying houses, and our salaries haven't kept pace with that. I think also...
Status, is there not? Is
Yeah, I don't know, I think the status is still okay. What's changed is the workload. So people's workloads have got higher, there's no doubt about that. Especially if you're at that middle management, if you're a head of faculty here, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of people to manage. You might have a team of 8 or so staff that you're managing. You've got to manage those classes, make sure everyone, there's a lot to do, and it's changed. People don't sort of sit back and relax in their holidays the way they once did, perhaps.
And then
Key change.
And that change has come about from a number of reasons. It's not necessarily that the curriculum has changed or the credentialing has changed. It's more about the way in which we're teaching, and it's our pedagogical shift that we're making.
Yeah, so we expect our teachers to deliver in a class of 30. You need to be meeting the needs of every kid. And to do that, you need to be well prepared, and you need to understand what you're doing and who the kids are, and there's all those things that need to happen before you actually start teaching content. So we now, I would advocate, we spend a lot of our time, and it might even be up to a term, so 10 weeks, getting to know kids, finding out where they're at before you actually start delivering too much in the way of new information. And that's really important to us, because we know you can't teach kids until you know them.
right,
If you're teaching in particular a Māori or Pacifica kid, that they don't buy it unless you're on their side. They understand what you're about. We all know each other. Then away we go.
so it's like basically relationships.
Basically.
That's
So one of our biggest challenges is moving our parents along the education journey. I think as a school, we've got a number of people who think a lot about what we're doing and why we're doing it, and the whole sort of pedagogy behind it and how we can do this best. What's hardest is to ensure that your parents understand what you're trying to do. So we've got this program that we call ARCOR, and we've put aside an hour a week for kids to learn about learning across the whole school from year 9 to year 13, and at the same time prepare to do projects. So projects that interest them, not projects I don't say to you here, you're going to look after the environment. I go, what are you interested in? And we spend time unpicking that and trying to then come up with something you really want to pursue in that time. And that kind of description you just made of the kids sleeping, standing up, to me, that kind of, I'm interested in this, I'm going to pursue this because I'm interested, is the parallel opposite.
right.
And the difference in engagement for the kids who are really interested in the project that they choose to pick up and that they really want to, is that they are doing it late and at other times because they choose to. And I think that's really powerful.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they come up with, some of them come up with ways in which. So I had 2 boys yesterday who came in. They've just spent time down in our gully. They're trying to work out how we can improve on the pest eradication down there and get the kaka to flow from Kapiti Island round to Zealand, that kind of thing.
Right.
So their excitement yesterday at having had some visitors. So they've had these environmentalists come in, and the environmentalists are beside themselves because of the interest from the kids. And so it all just, suddenly you've got the spiralling.
Right, that's good, because if
Community.
kids aren't interested, then
Yeah, but
Don't
our
wanna
parents
really do it.
would need some convincing that that's valid. So they, I think,
Yeah.
still believe that you
Yeah,
need to
well,
just
that's-
study and pass in the
that's
South
right.
Korean model.
Yeah, because that was their experience.
So
Because a lot of the parents are Asian?
no,
No,
well, no,
no.
no,
Mm.
a variety of ethnicities. Yeah,
But we were more akin to that sort of structure here in New Zealand.
yes,
Probably sort of 20 years ago when they were at school.
Oh, I see
And
what you're
we've
saying.
now moved,
yeah,
which you were talking before about the internet. Well, that's made a big shift for us,
Right.
I
yeah.
think,
Oh yeah,
in education.
yeah.
And what about technology? Do you use, I mean,
Every kid brings a
one-to-one?
device. Yeah,
do they use them, is that all part of their classes, every class?
every day, most class.
Yeah?
Depends. Sometimes they're not useful, and
They can take them home?
or they belong to them. They
Oh,
bring
they
one. They bring a device.
That's
Also,
their
they-
stationery.
They buy it.
They buy
Yeah.
it?
They don't buy books. So in my
Okay.
English class, I teach a year 11 English class. We don't write with a pen really.
Okay,
We
so,
just-
so then if they don't have, like, the money for it, what happens?
We've got some ability to help them,
Mhm.
but most of them,
Oh, around here, it's not a problem, but,
yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. So different areas in New Zealand where it is a problem, then they have set up trusts. The Manaki, I'm going to say the word Manaki Langa. No, that's not the right word. Manaki Tanga, I think it is. Trust in Auckland as an example.
yeah.
They got a whole lot of different organisations together and put out free Wi-Fi to the whole community,
Oh,
and then funded the devices, and the kids just took them home.
really?
And what happened was, I don't know, 5 or 6 schools got involved in that package, and you put one device in the home, and then you've got a device for everybody to use actually.
Mhm.
So the device goes home with the kid, but then dad's on it doing his
Mhm.
banking. I mean, how do you make an appointment these days without that kind of thing? So this kind
Yeah.
of, and that's the biggest shift, is that actually the parents got pulled along by that.
So, for public education here, the secondary level, it's not entirely free. The kids have to pay for some things.
Yeah.
What do they
I
have
would
to
say.
pay for?
Well, okay, in theory, and if the Ministry of Education are watching, they don't have to pay for anything.
Okay, I know
In
what
reality.
yeah, here.
In
Yeah.
reality, they bring a device, and that could be anywhere from 300 to, a lot of kids bring the Apple,
Right,
$2,000
Yeah, yeah.
jobs,
But they don't have to.
but they don't have to. And then they get asked to pay a donation of $200.
Okay.
Again, not
Mm.
compulsory.
And that's our school. Other schools have a different
Yeah.
level
What
for
percentage of your parents pay that?
I'd say it's about 60 or 70%.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's really good.
I think it's gone up recently. I think it used to be about 40 for ages. But,
Uh-huh.
um,
Do you have like kind of a PTA that kind of hammers parents to get
No.
it? Or they just
they just pay.
that. Some
Yeah.
schools do though. Some
Yeah.
schools have very
Very strong.
Yeah, very strong, effective.
We used to have one, but actually they just there weren't enough people interested, so it just folded.
Mhm.
Mm.
The school day here is 9, starts at 9
8:40 to 3:10.
to 3:10.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an hour for lunch here?
No,
It's
it's
less,
50
50.
minutes.
Mm.
Yeah,
50?
yeah.
And the kids have another break along the way?
They have
Yeah, and
interval 20 minutes.
20-minute break.
Mhm.
And then they have like sports teams after school?
Yep.
That's
Before
quite
school?
common?
Yeah,
Before school as
before
well?
school, yeah. Before school and after school. We try and get most kids involved in something. If it's not a sport, then it's something else.
Hmm.
There's not that many who are involved in nothing.
Mm.
Right.
We just had our Kapa Haka festival on Saturday, so we were watching our kids perform like the cultural dance
Hmm.
with a lot of the schools from around the area. That kind of thing is also really
Hmm.
popular.
Hmm.
It's Pacifica Language Week this week, so we're going to performance again today, the assembly, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then all the sports.
So what's compulsory here? What do the kids have to study? Math?
Yep,
Is that every day?
most days. They have to
Okay.
do maths, English, social studies, health and PE, and science.
Okay. So like music, art, that would be an elective here?
No, in year 9 you have to do a term of it, roughly a term, so 10 weeks. So you get a chance in year 9 to get under the eye of the specialist teacher
Mhm.
for a term to do drama, music and art.
Hmm.
And the same way in the technologies, you get the chance to be under the hard technology, the food technology, the soft technology and the makerspace.
That's in grade 9.
Yep.
So 2 of their classes, one would be, or all that you just
They'll
described
do
to
that
me?
for a term of each one.
A rotation.
Rotation through
So by the end of the grade 9, they would have had some exposure, what, to drama,
to everything.
music,
Everything.
technology?
Yep,
Yeah.
all
So
of it.
it's like, what, 6 weeks each or something?
10 weeks. The 4 technologies, it's slightly less. It's about 8 weeks. Yeah.
8 weeks for the 4.
Yeah, for each one. 8 weeks for each one.
8.
Yep,
And then they have another class which is like the arts,
on a separate line. Yeah,
so it's not included with the technology.
no.
Okay, so that's 2 classes then
Yep.
out of their.
Oh yeah, one class of arts, one class of technology,
How
the
many
whole
classes do they have during the year?
year. 8, 9,
Yeah.
8?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do the maths.
Five.
Five,
English,
7, 8,
maths,
9.
science, for Z, social studies. Yeah, B.
Yeah, 8
8, and each class is how long?
an hour.
How do you get 8 in there?
So you do 2
Not
hours
every
a
day.
week. You have 2 hours a week of some of them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and so you don't have them every day.
Oh,
3
okay.
That's
hours
the
a
difference.
week of some and
Yeah.
4 hours a week of others.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
not every day, not
Yeah.
8 every day.
that's a good thing. You know, in the United States, they don't do that. Everything is the same amount of time. And in most high-performing countries, they have less time, but a lot more.